after all the demigods had offered their prayers, then Prahlāda Maharaj says that, and they push him forward. They say, now you offer prayers, and he's very humble. Brahmadaya suragana munayota siddha satvai-katana gatayo vachasam bravahe narari tum purugarad anin napi pipru kim toshtamarhati same harir ugrajate. Right? Brahmadaya, Brahma and Adaya, everybody else. Suragana munayota siddha. The Munis, the Siddhas, there's a whole lineup of everyone who offers prayers. After Nṛsiṁhadeva had come and torn apart Hiranyakashipu, everyone felt great relief because he had imposed great hardship on everyone. He had taken away their service, fired everybody, and it was a horrible situation for everybody in the universe. And they were all thanking Lord Nṛsiṁhadeva for coming. And then he wasn't pacified by their prayers. Even Lakshmiji had recoiled a little bit because she thought, I've never seen my husband like this. She was doubtful, is this really him? So everyone had a sense of how Prahlāda Maharaj was the reason that Nṛsiṁhadeva came. There, everyone offered prayers, then they pushed Prahlāda forward. And Prabhupada in his lecture says, it's as if you push a 5-year-old child into the cage of a lion. And said, please, say something. And Prahlāda had started by saying, what can I say? I'm Ramadaya Suragana Munayota Siddha Satvai Katana Gatayo Vachasam Prabhavāhi. All of the, don't put it up. Not now. Because they're all in the mode of goodness, and all their prayers were perfectly composed. Satvai Katana Gatayo Vachasam Prabhavāhi. Naradi tum purugunar anunapi pipru kim toshnam aharti same haragu grhītaḥ. But the Lord wasn't satisfied with them. So then, what's the next verse? Manye janaṁ hasachaujas teja prabhava balapaura shabudhi yoga Nārada naihi bhavanti parasya punso bhṛtya tutosha bhagavan gṛhītaḥ. Then he says, I think that manye dana bijana rupa tapasa tojas. He says, I think, manye jana, I think that all these qualities that are there within these great personalities who have offered prayers, the Lord's not interested in those. Manye dana bijana rupa tapasa chaujas teja prabhava palapauruṣa buddhi yoga Nārada naihi bhavanti parasya punso bhṛtya tutosha bhagavan gṛhītaḥ. Then he remembers Gajendra. And he says, Gajendra was just an elephant. And Prabhupada in his lecture, he says, he may have been big fatty animal. But because he sincerely reached out to the Lord and prayed for his help, then bhṛtya tutosha bhagavan gṛhītaḥ, the king of the elephants, he satisfied the Lord because of his simple devotion. So then Prahlāda mentions how viprad vishad gunahitara vindanava parara vinda vimukat shvapacham varishnam manyetar arpita manom vachanehitarta pranam punati sakalam tubudimana. He says, if somebody is so-called brahmana but doesn't have this type of devotion, then the Lord's not, he can't purify himself, can't purify anyone, can't purify his family. But even if a dog-eater has a simple devotion, he says he can purify himself, he can purify his family, even as Shvapacha. And Prahlāda then concludes, of course he says, Naivatmana praburyam nijalabha purno, when he mentions it's for the benefit of the devotee to worship the Lord. Then manam janada. No, the next verse. Tasmadaham vigata biklaka ishvarasya sarvatmana mihi gṛhnāmi yatam anisham nicho jaya guna visargam anupravishta puman brahmami varamev tavadasya yoga. No. Puyeta yena hi puman anuvarnitena. This is the verse I was getting to. And then he says, therefore I conclude, tasmat, that therefore, if one is simply sincere and tries to worship the Lord, that's the verse. If he says, if you're sincere and you try, no matter how inept you may be otherwise, you don't have any of the good qualities, but you have that sincerity in your heart, that's what Krishna accepted. And there, he says, therefore I feel that I can offer prayers. He had said, who am I? I'm a demon. They're all demigods. I have demoniac blood. I'm the son of this demon. And I don't have any qualities. I'm just a kid. I don't know Sanskrit very well, but the Lord will accept my sincere prayers. So that's some of Prabhupada's favorite prayers that he would remember from Prahlāda. And especially the mood of Prahlāda Maharaj was that he wanted to save others. He wanted not to live in the prayena deva munaya svavimuktikam maunam chananti vijanena pararta nishta. He said, I don't want to go off into a cave and live far off in the unpopulated area. I want to go into the big cities and towns and be there because all the poor souls have a great burden on their heads. Maya sukaya bharam udvahato vimudhan. They're carrying this great burden, ugra karma. So I want to help them and not go far away. And the third theme, besides sincerity and wanting to help others, that's so prominent in Prahlāda's prayers, is that he said that my Lord, when he's right in front of Lord Nṛsiṁhadeva, he says, I just want to serve my spiritual master. Krishna has appeared for him. He's right in front of him, and he doesn't say, I'll serve you, my Lord. He said, I'll serve my spiritual master to serve you. And that mood of being the servant. He said, Nārada Muni saved me. My spiritual master saved me. So how could I ever forget his service? What's the verse? Say it loud. Evaṁ janaṁ nipatitaṁ prabhavāhi-kūpe kāmābhikāmam anuyam prapatan prasaṅgāt kṛtvātmasāt surarṣiṇā bhagavan gṛhītaḥ soham kathaṁ visṛje tava bhṛtya-sevām. So bhṛtya, I'll be the servant of my spiritual master. How I was falling into a blind well full of snakes, but my spiritual master saved me from this. It's his mercy that I can see you, so he offers himself to his spiritual master. So we used to read the whole 7th canto before Nṛsiṁha Chaturdasi. And the whole 7th canto really leads up to that. But because somehow we've got this momentum here in the community of following those moods, honoring the Vaishnavacharyas, honoring those who are advanced in devotional service, being the servant of the servant, cooperating in the mood of saving others. After all, it's our mission statement here. That's Jive Doi Krishnam Sarvadharma Sara, to reach out and give mercy to others. So, and that was what Prabhupada's mood was. So we can pray to Prahlāda Maharaj as Nṛsiṁha Chaturdasi approaches, that we may continue to follow in the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada, who followed in the footsteps of Prahlāda Maharaj, to think about how to do good for others. And also we can remember that Prahlāda said to Lord Nṛsiṁhadeva, although everybody in the universe is afraid of you, trastosmyaham kripana vatsaladushaho grasam sara chakra karanat grasatam branita badhasa karma birashatam tengri mulam pritopavarga sharanam Vaisesika Dasa. He said, I'm not afraid of you, my Lord. What I'm afraid of is your Vishnu Maya, that I might fall back down again. So I won't take it for granted that I'm liberated. I'll just remain as a humble servant of the servant of the servant. And so somehow or other, here at ISKCON of Silicon Valley, if we look around, we'll see so many stalwarts dedicated their lives to Krishna consciousness in all the generations. And somehow by following this mood of Prabhupada that he's offered us to follow, we've crossed a diamond with a pearl. And we've come up with something so extraordinary. It's so rare, we don't even know how we got it. It's by the mercy of Prabhupada and Lord Chaitanya to have this opportunity to live our lives out in this association and follow in the footsteps of the great acharyas. So we can remember every day, even as we're assaulted by our senses and by the news and by people driving on the 101 freeway without using their blinker or whatever it may be, we can count our blessings that somehow or other we've been included in this community. And we can try to serve everyone in the community whenever possible by being a kind friend. And we can take that same mood out to Montana, where there's big sky country, where there are literally hundreds of thousands of people just waiting to take to Krishna consciousness, and all over the world, and we've barely scratched the surface. We're just like a flashlight compared to the sun in scale, because the opportunity is so huge. So take advantage while you can. There's lots of work to do in the world, but most of it's just for maintaining. But the real work is sadhana, and doing the high sadhana of expanding a helping hand to the people all over the world by giving transcendental knowledge, prasadam, harinam sankirtan, and then inviting people into the association of devotees. Dear Srila Prabhupada, dear Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Panchatava, Sri Prahlāda Maharaj, dear Narhari Dev, Lakshmi Nṛsiṁhadeva, if you so desire, please make us fearless as we move forward in our lives to embrace the tenets of bhakti as given by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And please let us be like lions on the chase and lambs at home as we expand the Krishna conscious movement to every part of the Bay Area and then the world. Thank you for considering our request. Om Tat Sat. Everyone agrees with this prayer in whole or in part. Please unmute and say Hare Krishna.